Alright, ladies and gentlemen, got something good for you today. More about those protests going on in Oregon. They're probably all staged by the government, interior, and everybody else. Alright, so the arrest of the leaders of the armed occupation in Malheur refuge basically left things crappy. But basically that part's at least mostly closed, even though this article that I have says it's mainly closed. But data coming from the Institute of Research of Education and Human Rights, IREHR, suggests that the standoff may have ignited new problems. Ding, 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 ding. Give that person a cookie. They figured things out. Beyond the damage of the refuge and the cost of the community, standoff basically stoked so-called quote-unquote 3%ers may have new recruits. Since the start of the Malheur standoff, the ranks of the 3%ers have swelled. Now, I don't think these people understand what the hell that means, but that's alright. You and I and everybody here understands what that means. New data derived from social networks show the number of likes of the 64 3%er Facebook pages that IREHR tracks, increasingly more than 15% in January, climbing 187,905 at the end of December, 216,334 at the end of January. In addition to the 3%er groups, increased by 21% last month, from 69,991 to 85,000 nationally. This map here will give you a look at all the supposed 3%er areas where they're mostly clustered and sporadic. I'm sorry, this is in the way, so you really can't see Oregon too well, but the ranch is the refuge is somewhere over here in the middle. So, you guys kind of get the idea here. The map was basically a 3%er group members December 2015, so it's not the best, but it's getting there. And basically it shows that since the 2016 Malheur standoff led to an explosive movement growth, the chart below indicates the movement growth had already been on an increase in 2015 from 12,157 people. I think should be a 1 in front of that, basically 112,000. Since these people don't know how to really count who's involved and who's not, that the police and that the military and everybody else are actually involved in this. But basically, from that number to the 69,991 memberships from the closed groups shot up drastically in January. So, you, ladies and gentlemen, are the new rising stars in the world. I don't need to tell you why they're keeping track like this. Because people are scared. Doom. Okay, 14,000. So in reality, that means 140,000 increase. Since these guys basically don't know what they're really talking about. They think 3%ers is a movement. They don't really understand that it's the police, the military, the former police, the former military, all the Yahoo gun groups, all the gun sellers, all the people who actually pay attention and know what the hell's going on and everything else. So, here's one of the marches, or the protests. As you guys can see, it's getting bigger. Basically, it says that the 3%ers are not yet going home. In fact, at the rally, many waving signs announced another public meeting in town later this month, featuring a far-right former sheriff, Richard Mack, who was in attendance at the Jan 2 rally preceding the standoff. I don't know that guy. I don't trust that guy. Regardless, basically, there's a lot to do in Harney County, across Oregon, and nationally. Excuse me. The IREHR will be looking more closely at the 3%ers in coming weeks and highlighting the courageous efforts to challenge this threat. Oh boy. Yeehaw! People, they want their country back, and these people are taking it like that. Okay, they basically do not know what they are saying. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let me break it down to you. There's two parts to, well, there's multiple parts. One thing, 3%ers is not a movement. It's a group of people that basically say, kiss my ass, you're not confiscating. Then you have the people that are the paid provocateurs and the shills that are saying, kiss my ass, you're not confiscating. Then you have all the super government hypesters, like Soros, who's probably paying for this whole damn thing secretly somehow or another, who's basically getting paid to say, kiss my ass, you're not going to confiscate. And you got all the government officials saying, kiss our ass, we're coming to confiscate, but not yet. And they haven't really figured out why not. And you got all the police and the military saying, please don't say kiss our ass, or kiss your ass, you're not coming to confiscate. We don't want to come to confiscate, but if we have to, we will, quote unquote. And you have the former police, former military, former this, former that are all saying, yeah, right. You in what army? And they show up in their big rigs, in their oversized military vehicle, and they go, us. They go, okay, we don't care. And then you basically throw a bunch of parties and nothing really happens. So, anyways, folks, it's getting to be known that this movement is getting recognized. That's good. And as long as it stays peaceful for the most part, it doesn't get out of hand, it won't matter. But remember what happened in Boston, folks. In the 1700s, if you know your history, Lavoie getting killed is very close to being like that little kid that got killed in Boston. And about 6 months later, there was a standoff that went apeshit. And that's what we know as Bunker Hill in history. So all we're waiting for is the standoff to go apeshit. And hopefully that'll never happen. But if it does, apeshit will go apeshit, regardless of who's involved. Thank you.